Hey guys, welcome back. So Greg had to house sit for one of our friends over the weekend, so we weren't able to move forward with our Let's Plays for a while. So I've been busy doing side quests, leveling up, and have pretty much done everything possible in the first area that I can without doing that next story mission. So just to get you guys updated on some of what's going on, I have my sword almost all the way upgraded. I upgraded my assassin sword all the way. Got a lot of new outfits. We'll get into those later. I'm not going to put too much on the front end of this video. But I've also gotten a new bow. I've fully upgraded my mid-range bow. And have my sticky bombs I had last time. I've added smoke bombs. I've now got flaming arrows, explosive arrows, heavy arrows for my longbow. I can throw wind chimes to distract enemies.
So does the longbow, so if you've got it, I've noticed with my playthrough, if you hit a guy with the half bow in the helmet or something, it doesn't always kill them if they're wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
So does the heavy bow do that?
It's more likely to. Now,
Okay.
Granted, my longbow isn't nearly as upgraded as my midbow, so I'm sure towards the end of its upgrades it will. I've also gotten, like I said, the explosive arrow. I got my Heavenly Strike, which is a one-hit kill move once I stagger an enemy.
That's awesome.
Almost fully upgraded my evasion and deflection. And I've unlocked all my stances for different types of enemies. Maxed 2 of them out. And got all this. So, gonna be an interesting playthrough. I've switched to my Ronin gear for a little bit, just kind of liking
That's
a different...
Traveler's
Or, yeah, this is Traveler's, sorry. Because it defogs the map, and I wanted to make sure that I'd unlocked everything possible while I was waiting on Greg to take his sweet-ass time.
It's a pretty snazzy outfit, though.
Yeah. There's actually a special dye keeper that makes white dyes so you can get all your white equipment.
Well, not only do I enjoy the art style of this game, I do enjoy, the style in general from the era that this was portraying, that samurai-esque history in Japan. I just think the clothing, that outfit looks super comfortable too. I'd wear that around town.
Yeah. Although, I've said this about multiple video games, if I could take one power out of video games, ever, it'd just be infinite sprinting. I would love to be able to infinitely sprint and just never tire.
I noticed your character does slow down, though.
Not too much,
So
just a little bit.
If you've got the audio turned all the way up, there is the sprint, but then when you're doing it for a while, your character starts breathing heavy, and then he slows down.
Also, real quick before I start the story mission, so as I was unlocking some of the map here, you have to go towards the shorelines and stuff, and as you go into the beaches and whatnot, it actually doesn't unfog the edges perfectly, which I thought was a nice stylistic choice because it leaves a little bit of mystery. But as I had to swim for a couple of them, and they actually worked in a shore tide mechanic where when you're swimming against a wave coming in, it slows down your character, and then as the tide goes back out, it speeds up your character swimming, which I thought was cool. You don't just bob up and down like in GTA and stuff.
So pieces of the land that are more available and less available when that happens, then, right? So there's more land available when it's at low tide versus high tide, things like that?
No, the shading on the map stays the same. It was just the swim mechanic, the level of detail they put in it, I thought was cool. So we're going to go ahead and start this.
I miss the Japanese in this game.
Yeah.
It definitely brings you into the game a lot more, because on my playthroughs, the main playthrough I'm doing is in English, and you lose a lot of immersion from that.
Well, see, I think I'm probably going to do my New Game Plus in English, but I'm going to treat it kind of like the Animus, where it's it's translating it for you because you're going back in your ancestor's body.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the new Viking Assassin's Creed. But see, this is honestly, I've been wanting a Japanese Assassin's Creed forever, and this has totally, scratched that itch for me. You don't have nearly the climbing mechanics, but it's very similar. This is what I would have wanted out of a Japanese Assassin's Creed, so I'm very happy with this game.
Yeah, and, being an assassin's not really in the in the history of Japan. Like, you've
Well,
got the
you have-
ninjas, which
yeah.
is about as close as you get. But even ninjas weren't really considered assassins.
Either way, I think that like a ninja perspective versus a samurai would be a pretty neat take. Like even in a Ghost of Tsushima like sequel or prequel or whatever.
Yeah. Did you know there was an actual? So there was an English samurai, or either English or Dutch. I forget his ethnicity, but it was a white samurai. And that movie, whatever number Ronin, actually was loosely based off of the fact that there was a Westerner that was a samurai. So Keanu Reeves' character. But more interesting is there was a black samurai that actually fought during the Sengoku Jidai as one of the guards for one of the main leaders in there.
Oh.
So legitimate black samurai, highly, highly respected. And it started out as a slave brought over by the Dutch, and he was freed by the Japanese, and then he fought for Oda Nobunaga as he was going through his conquest of Japan.
And speaking of Black Samurai, Afro Samurai is an awesome anime. Highly recommend.
I've never actually watched it.
Well, you missed out.
Well, I don't watch, like, as much as I love Japanese culture, anime is the one thing I've never really been interested in.
Well, you've lost out on like really amazing storytelling in a lot of it then.
It's not that I've ever found the stories disinteresting. It's just, I think as I got older, I lost interest in cartoons, and even though they feel like adult cartoons, I just never really got into it.
Says the man who has a Rick and Morty poster because he loves that show.
Yeah, that's true.
You're only you can't deal with that Asian culture being in it, Greg. You're just ignorant. You're like, white people cartoons.
I don't think it's that. It's just I've never really had interest. I used to love watching Dragon Ball Z.
That's like roughly anime. I'm talking things like Full Metal Alchemist and
Never watched
like,
that. I did watch Gundam Wing. I liked Gundam Wing.
Neon Genesis Evangelion was a good one.
Yeah, we watched Evangelion with Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
That
no, we watched the movies.
Yeah.
Those are like a shortened version of the series.
wasn't it Evangelion that fostered the very famous Thomas quote?
Yes.
What was
So Greg was dating someone, and they were newly dating at the time, back when the Evangelion movies came out. Not end of Evangelion, but like the new ones, the like 1.1, 2.2. And anywho, so we were watching, I think it was 2.2, and Greg went upstairs, and his girlfriend was loud, and they had sex. And Thomas was just really annoyed because he had to turn up the volume on the TV. And anywho, just one sec. What? It's not up that high.
Okay. I'm gonna cut that.
Yes. So anyway, Greg interrupted me for a second, so you'll see a camera cut there. So anyway, Greg's girlfriend was really loud, and Thomas kept having to turn up the volume on the TV. And he's like, it is so sad when someone would rather watch anime or have sex than watch anime. And I died laughing because Thomas at the time was a very monotone person. Like, he just didn't emote at all. So he just deadpanned it. It was great.
Yeah. And what's funny is I recently got to return the favor on him because we were going to go meet his new girlfriend, and although we all thought they were having sex, apparently they weren't. But he just disappeared with her for like 30 minutes when Micaiah came over to meet her, and yeah, so we got to do a role reversal there. It was I can't believe someone would rather have sex than meet Micaiah.
Yeah.
Look at, she's still picking up stuff.
Yep.
You know, they said bamboo was going to be a big crafting mechanic when I was doing my playthrough, and it seems as though bamboo's not as big of a deal as it was. You know, you could sell your bamboo, right?
Yeah, I probably need to at this point. Because the thing is, like, I was expecting more of like a personalized crafting, but you don't really craft. Like, I would love to pick up a perk later in the game where I can craft my own ammo and not have to go stop my game and either raid camps or fucking buy ammo refills.
Yeah.
Like, I just want him to make his own, like in an Assassin's Creed. That is the one nitpick I have on this game. is like if I'm out of ammo, I want to be able to go like, even if it had like a timer on the loading for the ammo to be there, like it took him time to craft it or whatever. I should be able to use my resources.
Well, so you haven't gotten to all the aspects of the game yet. That could be something that pops up later on.
I'm hoping it is.
I could say there's a weapon that I picked up in my playthrough that may have that mechanic to it. I'd have to play it. I haven't actually played around with it because I just got it. You have not received it yet, even though you got a lot of other weapons that I'm a little jealous of. I wish I had that longbow.
Yeah. Well, see, that's why you don't rush through and just complete the story, Greg.
Well, the way I look at it is when you play through it the way that you're doing it, it's putting you in a situation where you are, what's the word I'm looking for? You're able to play through the game in a slightly different way, whereas the way I play, doing the story mode and focusing heavy on that, it's a lot more linear of an experience. And the way that I could play it is more linear as well, so I have less options when I'm doing some of these more challenging missions.
Exactly. And I like being able to have the diversity of how I choose to approach certain pieces, especially later on as you get, like, in most games anyway, protection missions, which we've already had a few of,
Yeah.
and stealth sections where you can't raise an alarm. Like, I want, like, to be able to god mode those.
And see, all I care about is just to be able to fight through the different boss fights and whatnot they throw at me, and I'm good with that.
Yeah, well, see, I also have a fuck ton more health and resolve than you do because of how I've played, too.
Yep, I cleared all of this with 4 circles of resolve and I guess pretty much just a slightly upgraded health bar. Because I'm a better gamer than you, Micaiah.
Possibly. But I have more fun with my games, so that's okay.
I like doing things the hard way.
I still can't believe you haven't played Origins and Odyssey.
I mean, I was late on the PlayStation 4 bandwagon. I just got this PlayStation 4, last year?
Yeah,
well,
well,
actually
either
got it
way,
when
that's been a PC game for a minute, too, and that's how I played
I won't
them.
play those on PC. I prefer...
Why? You can put a controller to it, Greg.
I prefer the PlayStation 4 controller on a PlayStation 4.
Okay, well, how slow are you gonna go, guys? Come on.
You gotta take your time, buddy.
Greg, this is literally like Knoxville traffic at 5 p.m. It's just like...
Oh, dude, you remember how bad it was when we were...
What do you
living
mean
at the
return to
condo?
the tail area? Where does it want me to go? Okay, fuck it.
Why don't you follow the wind? God, like, that's literally the one thing this game pushes you to do constantly is follow the fucking wind. I can't believe all of this. You're talking about how, oh, I did this, I did that. Look at all the great things I fucking did.
Yeah,
oh,
I
and
followed
then there's Micaiah. Oh, hey, I stick that phone in the wind, buddy. I don't know where that voice came from, but I kind of liked it.
Press R2.
Yeah, so this is just like in any other game. You're going to jump and then press R2.
Oh, okay.
And then you swing. So anytime you see that little like ribbon on a tree, that's your climbing. That's your mechanic to use your, your ropey boy thing.
I'm now a rope nin.
No,
Yep.
nincompoop. That's what you are.
Ninja can poop.
Yeah, everybody can poop.
But only you come poop.
Oh, that's gross. Pretty sure you've had a few girlfriends who cum fart,
Yeah.
which means cum poop.
Greg, you don't go to Poop's home and not expect poop, okay? Like,
Oh, you made it! I actually fell there when I first went through because I mistimed my jump.
I really like this mechanic. This is cool.
Yeah, the level of the
Oh shit, no.
nice recovery though, buddy. What they did here to actually make it look interesting was the fact that they like simulated what a climber would actually look like if they were using a grappling hook, and how you have to like when they're trying to climb up, they're sliding a little bit as they're going because they have to use momentum to do it. Really enjoyed that. You see where you
So
gotta go?
yeah, This reminds me a lot of one of the early Xbox 360 games. So they took a retro game called Bionic Commando, and they gave it a rehash on the 360 back in the day. And you had a bionic arm that could do exactly what this grappling hook is doing, and it was such a fun mechanic. It was a very underfunded game. What?
Jump.
Oh, okay.
You see you sliding a little bit? I like that.
Yeah. Okay. So
anyway, you were saying they had it was a very underfunded game, and their grappling thing made it a lot better?
Well, it just, like, that was still the mechanic, right? But it was just so fun, and I wish it had gotten, like, the budget to have a sequel and shit.
Why'd you use a fire arrow for that?
Because it's the only arrow I had.
Oh my god.
And he needed to die, so he didn't raise an alarm.
This was a really cool mission, too, by the way. It was a very hard mission.
And is suffering.
But it was a fun mission.
Let me pick up these arrows, bro. Good.
So did you see what you're supposed to do here?
I need to find Ryuzo's men, so I'm supposed to look for guys. But I'm going to have to stealth take out a bunch of people.
They're going to be in 4 cages.
Alright.
2 are dead ahead.
Don't spoil it for me. Let me figure it out.
Well, I'm trying to help so you don't look like an idiot. How many times are you going to set them on fire?
Enough to die quickly.
You probably could have just let him walk up and you could have done the jump assassin.
Alright. Damn it.
The jump assassin! Yeah! There's stuff under there you can crawl, that you can get.
Yeah.
I
do wish I could, like, drag and hide bodies, though. Like, that would be another mechanic I would add to this.
Well, that's one of the things that they had talked about. So I watched a review on this game that was done by one of my favorite YouTubers. And one of the things that they were talking about was the assassination mechanic is a choice. Right? You could go through the majority of the game without ever doing it. You can assassinate him through there. And so I chose to play my main playthrough, the one that's not in black and white. My black and white playthrough I'm only doing for the time being just to supplement this game. Mm-hmm. But my other playthrough is in English, and I actually wanted to be as much of a samurai as I could. So I've intentionally avoided all assassination techniques unless I absolutely had to. Like, the game would not give you any other option but to do it. And there's a few missions where that's the case. I would jump assassinate the big guy. Not him.
Yeah, I know it won't switch.
No, there was a guy to the right. That one. That's one of the leaders. There you go. Oh, you used your smoke bomb.
Yep, it gives you free assassinations, basically.
But I've been heavily using the, what's it called? The standoff mechanic in this game. I've recently gotten to the point where I can do multiple standoffs now.
I have that too. I don't have the triple yet, just because all those final ones cost like 2 skill points to finish everything out.
Yeah.
There is an achievement, though, that when you do the fully upgrade your standoff mechanic, and you can assassinate all 3, you get an achievement for that. So. Yeah,
that was one of the ones. There was a fortress or something I had to liberate. That was one of the bonus objectives for that, was to do the do that thing.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to.
Wait, have you been doing this in your travel armor the whole time?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and I am gonna put my samurai helmet on too.
Yeah, I was not a fan of the Ronin hat. The straw hat. Did not like that at all. Your hat doesn't match your armor anymore, though.
Oh yeah, let me see if I can change the. I don't think I can change this helmet options. Change. Yeah, there.
Oh, it does. That's cool. The little things they did in this game. I bet a fun thing to do is like another playthrough of this game is to do a playthrough with the broken armor only.
Yeah.
Broken armor and no assassinations. You have to just do full samurai, like, roughing it mode.
I think it'd also be... I would definitely work a stealth angle with that. I'm not gonna just go fucking Dark Souls for no reason.
Did he avoid your assassination?
No, I didn't do one there.
What? Did that... Do you have an ability where if you do an assassination, it,
Chain assassinations will cause fear in enemies.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
So,
I knew they did that with the standoff mechanic, because I've taken advantage of standoffs.
alright, so.
But yeah, that might be a fun playthrough, though, to do a broken armor playthrough, and then either go... I would honestly go full samurai mode and avoid all assassination abilities.
See, I might try that with a New Game Plus where I at least had all my abilities.
Dude, you've gotten way better at this game. Last time we played through, you sucked.
Yeah, that's what happens when you dog sit forever, Greg.
It was 3 days I was dog sitting.
That's a lot of time in game time.
Yeah, and I got ahead.
Especially when this game's so good, it's like I can't put it down.
Yeah. I am glad I took those days off so you can get your achievement hunter bullshit out of the way.
Alright. I don't
Just
think...
break the fucking cages. You could sort them.
I know. But I want to be respectful. Someone worked hard on
Don't
this,
do that
Greg.
one! No! Micaiah! Bear!
Good. I need pelts.
Oh, he's giving you a hug.
Okay. Screw this. Kunai, your bitch ass.
Yeah, the kunai's actually turned out to be my #1 go-to weapon.
Boom.
Anytime I'm in a tight spot, I pull that fucking thing out and...
Stagger.
Yeah. That was when I was doing this playthrough in particular, since I'm doing samurai mode and I'm not using assassination techniques, I'm walking into a lot of fights and a lot of outnumbered fights. So when I get into hot enough water, I'll just throw my kunai, because I maxed it out, so I throw 3 now, and...
No, yeah, you throw 3, but you have 5 throws.
Yeah. So, and mine's boosted up all the way, which yours isn't yet.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you upgraded all the way? I
Yeah,
thought
everything as far as projectiles that are throwable and shootable are fully maxed out.
Oh, last time I looked at your list, you still had one more thing to go.
No,
Maxed
now
out.
the bow itself is not fully maxed out. So, like, I could have more precision where it holds longer and, like, has more powerful shots. But the arrows themselves and kunai, bombs, etc. are all maxed.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, yeah, so anyway, what I was saying, though, is the kunai has, in this particular mission, when I got myself very heavily outnumbered, I just ran away from the fight slowly, and as they stacked up and got in range, I would throw the kunai to stun them, or in some cases, it was killing the weaker guys with one hit. And then I'd do a few stabby stabs, and then I'd kill them. So, stabby stab, throw another round of kunai, stabby stab,
Yeah.
everybody died.
Switch to...
And then when I ran out of kunai, I panicked, because I was like, oh shit, if I run into one of these scenarios again, I'm dead. You're already down there. Turn around.
Oh, I
Go that way.
can't find another cage.
Yeah, I'll guide you. Go to the right. Go to the right.
Shut up.
No, Micaiah. There you
Greg.
go. Now you're going to the right. Keep going that way. Keep
Taking
going,
the long
keep-
way.
Keep going that way.
There we go.
There you go. Hop in the pampas grass and go stabby stab. Stabby stab.
Fuck you, bitch.
And this will be the last of it. These are the last guys to rescue. It's just these ones here.
Yeah.
There's another bear in one of those cages, so if you release the bear will fight these guys. He's got a bomb! That was this the first time you've run into one of those guys?
No, it's like the second or third time I've run into it, but I was already in the middle of a chop hack thing, so I just couldn't.
That's the bear. He's just like,
I don't like that
fuck
every
kunai.
single time you're knocked down in front of a bear, it's like he gets to toss you. It's like, come on. Like, give me fuck.
give me fuck.
Give me fuck. That's what I want from a bear.
I don't think you could stun the bear with the kunai.
No, he just dies. Okay. So,
I like the touch, like if you look at your character right now,
he's dirty.
it's all dirty.
Yeah.
It's a dirty samurai. He does some dirty stuff.
All right, let's go. There more Mongols up here? Yep. Fuck you. I got 3 more arrows.
You know, this game was praised for its, not necessarily adherence to Japanese culture, but it's highlighting some parts of Japanese culture. And how well it paid respect to those points. Specifically, the whole samurai aspect of the game, where your character as a samurai shouldn't be doing this assassination stuff. So the fact that they make it very,
an honor system team.
Yeah. They give you the option to do it or not do it, and they give you the option to respect the samurai way or disrespect the samurai way. You have full control over that.
Boom. Just check him. Okay, this is what I couldn't liberate earlier, so that makes sense since it was a story mission.
Ah. You needed the Straw Hat Ronin to do it.
Open the gates.
You know what was something in Assassin's Creed 3 that drove me crazy, but I've liked that they've done this in this game, is when you go through your cut sequences, your character actually keeps your clothing on that you selected.
Yeah,
So-
they did that in the Assassin's Creed games.
They did it in the other ones, but for some reason in Assassin's Creed 3, if your character had a different armor set on, you wouldn't see what it was. It would just play the default assassin armor.
Oh, let me end his suffering here.
And I hated that, because every time you'd see Connor, he was wearing the white and blue assassin's armor, and you would have so many other really cool outfits that you'd have on and whatnot, but you wouldn't see them in the cut sequences. It was very lazy. And it took away from a lot of the immersion of the game. And honestly, that's just one more reason why I hated that Assassin's Creed 3, even though that was the first Assassin's Creed game I ever played.
It was just a bad game. I'm working through it right now, but at a snail's pace because I'd never played it all the way through, and it just is an insult to the series.
Yeah. Especially after how great the Assassin's Creed 2 was, and the Assassin's Creed Revelations was great. And I know that's like a hot button issue for some Assassin's Creed fans, is to really like Revelations, but I fucking loved Revelations. I felt like that's really where the combat system got very smooth and became a lot more
I think
fun.
it was smooth before that, but it definitely evolved every game. I do like also that you have the option in this game to where your mask does or does not show in the cutscenes. I've chosen to have it off
Yeah.
in the cutscenes just because,
You gotta see that pretty face.
yeah, that Forrest Whitaker eye.
Yeah.
But I wear my mask when I'm playing because COVID.
Have you seen where some of the side quests that you do, your character's just kind of napping with his horse?
I don't think so.
I love those cutscenes. Your character's just like, yeah, I just did something really tough. Gonna have a nappy nap with my horsey horse.
Boop boop.
Alright, guys. Well, that is gonna wrap up this episode of Ghost of Tsushima. We'll be back again where we'll finally go to rescue our uncle, Lord Shimura.